Good morning guys, and welcome to Icon Smart Racing from the Vaal Classic track today, Turf. It's good, and there's been no rain, 24 hours or 7 days, nothing. So all looking good, and we start off in the first maiden juvenile plate. I don't really like these maiden juvenile plates. There's quite a few first timers in here. The one that's probably showing the most intentions is probably Paul Peter and Marco van Rensburg, since Paul Peter and Marco van Rensburg also follows it up with Promise of Hope in the next year. But yeah, I can't say much about all these first timers, so a bit of a tough one to get through. Of the race runners, I've gone with Bronco Blitz as my first choice, Count Cresta my second choice, that's at 50-1, and Voluto now with the being gelded is another one that could be improving. Irish Sea, Motown Magic, that's the favorite. Another first timer we'll need to look out for. Team Gold, Roy Magna is a very decent runner. Otherwise, for his only other one for the day, he's only got two for the day, as you can see with that little two there. So probably a race you just want to not bother, because Dronfield as a first timer, Motown Magic as a first timer, Team Gold as a first timer, Captain Lannister as a first timer, Board of Avon as a first timer. Only the trainers will know what their capabilities are. And then you've got True Brit, another first timer, Laird of Brittine. Yeah, so it's a tricky race to get through. I would rather just not be bothered. In the second, here we start off with Floriana Island as our top rated horse, another maiden juvenile plate. Eternity Ring, the second choice, so Baron Boetes could also have two decent juveniles with Count Cresta and Eternity Ring. And then we've already said Paul Peter, he's got Promise of Hope here. And then Dory Sham's got Stolen Kissy at 14-1. Then there's Mike the Cox, first timer, Sing Sing Girl, Red Hot, Abulus. So tough one again to get through. I've gone 5, 4, 11, 8 and 9 in the bipod. In the third race, I think Dancing Arabian and Meet the Captain is enough here, but I'll throw in the first timer that's getting betting support, Lollapalooza, as well. Yeah, Dancing Arabian and Meet the Captain. Meet the Captain has a lot of bat advantage on the bat 42, 13 lengths here. On the bat 84, he's got Dancing Arabian, that's 4 lengths from him, and then Spanish Song, that's 10 away. So I ended up with only 2-1 in the PA and 2-1-11 in the bipod. In the fourth race, this is probably the one with the biggest chance for me, Eliud. But Eliud is only runner for Candice Dawson with Craig Zaki on board. And there's two Terry runners, Bowie and Shaikh Akbar, in this race. But both of these has quite a few links to find on the bat figures. So I ended up going with Eliud as my best bet on the card today. So I've banked it in my bipod and my PA. And in the Pixic, I've added the two Terry runners, the 6 and 2, Bowie and Shaikh Akbar. In the fifth race, yeah, Kalis Champion Visiway is my first two, then followed by the two Terry runners, Spring Break and Against the Grain. You can see these 2.5 and 0 bats against the next best 7 and 8. That's why I went with 4 and 1 year, Visiway and Kalis Champ as my two runners with the biggest chance to get through. In the sixth race, Alec Laird with Emerald Crest is the top rated on T-Curve with 70 points, followed by May Queen at 53 points. But May Queen has some hidden bat 84 form here. And then the third one, Too Fat to Fly, Baron Boetes and Muzieni has the best on the bat 42 form. And then Dubawi Princess is not far off. He does have the best blue bat, the exact course, exact distance bat. So another one to need to take care of. And maybe also throw in Lucky Hoodalakis and Brooklyn Bridge coming back from a rest. So that is how I see that race. 2, 4 and 1 in my PA and in my bipod, and I've added the 5 and the 8 in the Pick 6. In the seventh race, yeah, quite a lot on Midnight Gem, only runner for Labushkachny with Craig Zaki. Craig Zaki does quite well on only runners, so note that. And Midnight Gem will be my first choice. You can see his 11 links on the Bat C form. and 22 points on the T curve. He's my first choice here. If he doesn't win though, then it's a completely open affair with anything that can win. So either take a chance and bank a Midnight Gem, or go, I've gone 7, 1, 5, 4, 6, 9 and 10. Roger the Dodger into the future, potentially a Baron Butters double. Wuhan potentially ahead of Adamson double. Encore, Taryn Hewitson. Opening Gambit, Maroon's other runner for the day at 22 on for the time. David Nieuwenhuisen into the future, informative. So yeah, it's a tricky one to get through if Midnight Gem is not the correct one, because if you take Midnight Gem out of the equation, then you can see the 11, 13, 15, 15 is quite close together on these bats figures here, with Wuhan question mark around it as the red bat, the best bat, 42.84 and 168, but it is a red bat, so it's not within this distance category. That was achieved over the 1,000 meters. The previous time he tried the 1400 wasn't doing so well, so that's why I ended up with my first choice rather being Midnight Gem. Only had the 2 runs, 1 on debut, and then did reasonably well with Craig Zaki on board on his second run. Both of these bat figures, 5.1 and 4.4, is way better than anything else in the field, barring the Wuhan red one. Moving to the 8th race, and here I think Ashley Fortune and Ryan Munger, Count Phonic Legacy, there will be some improvement on this one. And I also quite like Earl again to try again. He was running a bit off last week, the 20th of April, but he still did run 3rd, and they bring him back to the 1800 again. You can see his 1600 form was a 9.8, his 1800 was a 3.93 on the bat, and then maybe that 2000 Turffontein uphill 9 meters was a little bit too much, so his bat didn't do that good. But yeah, he's back over the 1800 meters. So All and Count Phonic Legacy, my first 2, with Opera Glass and Afraat, the 2 Moffat runners, my next best. And then Fanny Bronkhorst on Burnt Jasper, and then the other Ashley Fortune runner, Validus. And then Dramadude, Chevron, and yeah, the favorite is Baymax. But the favorite might as well win. I've looked at the favorite, and there is a collateral form on that DTRA run, 0313 against Earl on the 0313 DTRA. He's carrying 55.5 again. He was backed in 2029. It was 5.5 lengths behind, and Baymax is carrying 4 more today, and is losing Maestro Warren Kennedy for Marco van Rensburg. So losing 4 kilograms and losing Marco Warren Kennedy, I'm going to say rather Earl than Baymax. And then, yeah, Count Phonic Legacy, he did beat Earl on the 1st of April on that merit rated 80 on only his 2nd run ever. He did have Ryan Munger on board on that day as well. So Count Phonic Legacy is also one that you have to consider. He does have 2 kilos more to carry, where Earl has a half a kilo less to carry. So that's why I ended up with Earl as my first choice, Count Phonic as my second choice, and then the 2 Moffat runners. And then moving on to the very last run, here Waltzing Owl, only runner for Erica Verdenise with Gavin Lorena on board. Erica Verdenise did win last week on her only runner, so that's something to note. Then Black Thorn, Monterio, that's the 3, and maybe also Soldier Song, the 4, 2615. And for the bigger pick, 6, the 7, and the 9 added as well. That's it from me, guys. Have a great day, and speak to you again soon.